Kambe yalinga demokrasi mamuvuluka kati yafuka na hipokrisi endimajizala wakati mujifudde no change bagamba kyensongeza abalwanya kati mazibu anga kituka katakofa abaana ba Uganda fena era manya nti bw'otunuulira ebikyamu nosirikireyo bulidde mu nsi y'olukwe.
Greetings, fellow Ugandans. Once again, let me introduce myself. My name is Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, also known as Bobby Wine, also known as Musinguzi, also known as Obini, also known as Elakuna, also known as Mujuni, quite a number of names, also known as Arari. I thank you and I welcome you to this communication. With me is the Deputy President in charge of Northern Uganda, Mama Lina Zedriga Waru, Doctor. Thank you for being here.
Greetings, and I'm very excited that we are here together to make sure that, you know, having a feel of the first leg of our campaign, the presidential campaign, with all the brutalities, but we are going to focus on the Acts of the Apostles. What are the milestones? I'm excited and very humble. Thank you,
Mama. And of course, on my left-hand side is the Honorable Juliana Mujisha, Deputy President in charge of Western Uganda. Mama, you're welcome.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
I greet you all in the name of people power.
Thank you. It's an honor to be with you, Deputy President. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to appreciate the massive support that we have received all across the country. In every place we've stepped in, we have covered 42 districts. Now, we should have covered more than 54 districts, but as you are aware, we've been disrupted greatly by the regime. I would want to ask Mama Zedriga to give us a brief of the northern part of Uganda. Maybe I would be even glad, we would be glad to hear that also in the local language as you finish. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. NUP everywhere and everywhere.
NUP.
In Arua,
NUP.
in Gulu,
NUP.
in Lira,
NUP.
in Karamoja.
NUP.
Thank you so much for this space. My dear beloved people in the struggle, today is a very critical day for us at NUP. Ours is to have a feel of where, how, who for the last how many days. We are humbled that we started in northern Uganda, in West Nile, in Pakwach. We went to Nebi, we went to Arua. Unfortunately, I just wished I could be celebrating the massive support, but I cannot celebrate this massive support without condemning the militarization. But I want to thank my president and the team on the ground, the team on the move, for the resilience. It is unprecedented. In Pakwach, of course, we opened very successfully and we went heavy amidst all the militarization. Arua was so massive. What my take in Arua was that the people power overruled all of us. Of course, we were maliciously diverted, blocked, brutalized to access the venues, which our people on the ground, in less than 9 hours, battled with the very malicious administration, militarized the system of where we would be, the final ground in Oli. But I congratulate you people for that resilience, the focus, the hope, the faith. Even the place that was given at Oli, we were able to preside over militarization, preside over intimidation, preside, and you delivered one of the best moments for us. You set the standard, and you actually, invoked a saying that I usually like when I'm training the alternative and transformative leaders, that when the world sits, that's what you told us in Arua in practice, when the world sits, you stand. When the world stands, you stand up. When the world stands up, be outstanding. When the world becomes outstanding, be the standard. And when the world becomes the standard, be outstanding and make it too high. And that is exactly what we did. And we need to continue to scale up the standards. One critical lesson, we demystified the military. By 6 o'clock, our president was supposed to be at Olives, and he had been diverted in the rain. The people refused to move. Military was telling us, you know, they said we are not going to go until we hear, because we know it is not by his mistake that he has been delayed to this extent. In the rain, our people in Arua fear rain, but this time they did not even fear rain. So I want to continue to say thank you, our Minangere. My taking it that when people are resolved, which they are, military, no military barrels will disperse the people. They are telling us this in action. In fact, I was even at one time telling people now we should start moving. They said no, we are not going to move until we see and hear from the president. And this has continued. In Lira, in Oyam, when I was arrested actually before we went to Apache, the people actually came. The communities gathered immediately. Power of the communities this time. We are in charge of this. It is not the military. So for me, it is in action. It is very powerful. It is speaking to us. It is shaping us. Even when we were arrested with the team by military, waving sticks, and presence of the communities that came, women carrying their babies on their backs. And it has remained with me throughout. And of course, the teamwork. We need to be documenting this. We must stay resilient. We must stay on top of whatever. Nothing should come between us and our delivery of Uganda. We are now focusing on protection, because that is the messaging. All of you are telling us, please, how are you going to? Because even if now you don't come in and we are going to vote. Nope. But are you going to protect? I have thrown that question back. Are we going to protect? Yes, we are going to protect our votes. And we are working towards making sure that, in fact, mapping all the loopholes and mapping all the polling stations. So we have left actually the campaign because it is a done deal. We are now focusing on vote protection, voter safety and security, away from rigging, away from buying, away from intimidation, away from the sticks, away from the military, away. We are saying we will deliver these votes. And we can do it. We are going to do it together. This time, for the first time, Ugandans have owned this process. They are not leaving it. They were not even telling us, you shake the mangoes. No. You know, the shaking the mangoes is about pay us. People do not actually want to hear about that. They have owned the process. And that is one thing NOP has given to the people of Uganda. Power to us. So, Northern Uganda, we set the trend. We are very excited about it. We are waiting the second round. And we are actually going to raise the bar even higher. This is not your struggle alone. This is our struggle. We want to thank everybody for that. I think you have been looking at this. I'm a dear I'm a West Nile. I'm a Bakidi Ba. Uru. Uganda oluzungua. Karamojo asi. Buganda asi. Mbarara asi. Paolo kina. Aliaruwa nindera. Tebandenga. Diaruwa niko. Ani. Apadete ya biskoro ametikiti tuwalo. Ametikiti urikoko. Ametikiti asi o kosi. Asi o kasi. amenti giving ada andro de anilo aparata neko andro de aletara Uganda odi de in practice our reform apoyo mate, and please be on notice, we are back on track and we are coming to Arua. We are coming to Moyo, we are coming to Koboko, we are coming to Yumbe. We are going to reach everywhere, physically and also by our voice and representations, because you know time is now left very few, very short towards the elections. We totally want to be in every village, and we know and we believe by the representatives, people like Opingopi, people like Haddad, people like Victor, and all the candidates. We know we are present, and we know we are waiting January 14th. Our first arrow, Oriyo. Our
For your very yeah, you motivate me, Dr. Lina Zedriga. When you were speaking here, my mind ran back, and the sight came back to my eyes when you were behind the bars. But you are telling me, you go, don't slow down, you keep moving.
Yes, I was telling you, you have no business here. You have actually lost. You are supposed to be in a patch.
At the next
and
venue.
I'm glad you humbly.
I want you to know that you inspire me. You inspire the girls of this country. You inspire the people of Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, let us. That was the Deputy President in charge of Northern Uganda, Mama Deputy President in charge of Western Uganda. Kindly welcome to Uganda.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
Thank you very much, my president. I must say that the Western leg started with a challenge. Because while we were originally supposed to start in Barara, in Chembura, in Sindi, Tunga, and Kundi, but that is when the principal and the rest of the members were staying here in Kampala and we couldn't finish that. So we started the following Monday with Chegegwa, and Chegegwa was a little bit very hard actually, because there were a lot of arrests. Our venue was changed in the morning and we were told to move to another venue, and the rest of the supporters were in prison. However, as I always say, that when God has said yes, nobody can say no. Because this is God's struggle and He's doing it right in His own way. We proceeded to Chenjojo. Chenjojo, the venue was also changed. They took us very, very far. Those of you who are conversant with the geography of that place, there is a place called Mutiti. But as God would always have it, there were people there at the playground of Mutiti, Second Teachers College. There were people there, and we thanked God. We proceeded Fort Koto City. They also threw us very far away from the people. They took us past Virka. Those of you who know Virka very well, very far from the town. We had a wonderful meeting there. People were in thousands along the way, but the police, I really don't want to call it police, because I have not seen real policemen throwing tear gas in the midst of people. People's homes are along these roads where we are told to pass, but then okay. Now, people's homes, people live along these roads where we are told to pass, but you see the police mercilessly throwing tear gas in people's homes. They chase them away from their homes because they are just, some of them are just on the compound and they are watching people pass. But then people are brutalized in that manner. Then the following day we had to go to Bundubujo. We went to Bundubujo. We were denied entry into Bundubujo town, but we also had a wonderful meeting where they stopped us. In other words, what am I saying? That wherever we have been, it doesn't matter where they throw us, people will always find us there. In Bunyangabu, it was very wonderful. It rained, but people braved the rain. And then, you know, we had a wonderful meeting, and it was only in Kasese that people were killed. We saw the army, because that was not police. You could imagine that there was external aggression or external attack, because the army that was in Kasese, you'd think that Rwanda had attacked Uganda or Congo had attacked Uganda, because there were very many of them. They blocked us. We couldn't move left to right. We stayed in the middle. People were so many. Then they started shooting live bullets and killing people. We saw several young people who were hurt, and our people had to take them to the hospital. Then we were denied access to the radio in Kasese, but I know, even when we were denied, that our people know what is taking place. The following day, we had to go back to through Fort Potro to Kagadi. Kagadi is in Hoima. We went to Hoima through Kagadi. Then from Kagadi we went to Hoima, and there was too much tear gas in Hoima. There was too much tear gas in Burisa. They stopped us from accessing the field where we had booked. They stopped us from accessing the field where we had booked in Burisa. But thank God, as I've said before, people were there waiting for us. Then on our way back from Burisa, we had to go to Chiriandongo through Masindi. In Masindi, we had booked night access to Boma ground in Masindi. People turned up. There were so many along the roads, but of course there were live bullets, tear gas, and there was even one young man who was knocked by a police van, a police vehicle in Masindi. We proceeded to Chiriandongo, and Chiriandongo was the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Chiriandongo was very, very good. And I personally talked to the man who was commanding the police. I told him, you have been today. In fact, I told him, you know what, you are going to be our IGP when we take over power. Yes. So Chiriandongo was good, but we had now to proceed to Chenkwanzi. And when we reached a place called Mijera, it was already late. It was time for curfew. We thought that we would put up there, and then in the morning proceed to the other place. However, the police denied us entry into the place. We had booked a hotel, which they stopped us from entering. There was this young man who was there, who was telling us that, in fact, he said it in Urinyankore, you cannot sleep in this place. So we suffered. We ate a lot of tear gas that day, and I want to assure you that where God has said yes, nobody can say no. We slept outside the whole night, but in the morning we had to proceed to Chenkwanzi. I have one point to make here, to say that in Uganda, those days long time ago, Uganda used to have inland flights. Inland flights. I asked the policeman who was stopping us from passing through Masindi, because we previously wanted to pass through Masindi or Hoima in order to access Chenkwanzi. But they said, you can't pass here. Then I asked them, if you didn't want us to use roads, why did your government kill all those facilities that were there a long time ago? Because if there had been an aeroplane, we would fly and get to Chenkwanzi. But because we had to use roads, we had denied using roads, we had denied using, I don't know what else they want us to use. So, however, the following day, the principal and the team went to Chenkwanzi. I was not able to reach Chenkwanzi, but there is one big problem, and I want to point it out today, that this government, they are like what we normally say in Nyankore. They want elections to take place. They don't want campaign to take place. They don't want people to access the people, but they want people to vote. Now, how can somebody vote a person whom they have never seen? Because I think the whole idea of creating a scientific campaign was in the interest of government to deny other competitors time and people so that they would actually vote the people they have always known. But fortunately, when God has said yes, nobody can say no. That's why we are able, even where they throw us off the population, people still come to see their candidate. I want to thank all those people in Western Uganda, all of you who have been in support with us, and all Ugandans at large, that you have been able to support us. And I pray that you continue to support us, and I pray, because now is time for change. It is now or never. Get up, Ugandans. The person who is stopping others from accessing people is not only punishing the person who is contesting, but is punishing Ugandans, because it is your right as Ugandans to look at your candidates, to talk to your candidates, and then be able to make a right decision. So I want to encourage all of you that despite tear gas, by the way, this tear gas I think is expired, because the kind they gave us in Masindi, in Mijere, in Mijera, I think I have actually been sick for the last 3 days. But don't worry, it doesn't kill. You can take bits of it as long as you are interested in change, as long as you want change in this country, brave it. Because power is not given on a silver platter, power is taken. And we can only take it through suffering. So, ladies and gentlemen, get up. If you hear wherever our candidate is, please try to go there. The law says that we take 200 people, and of course, as you very well know, that is impossible. That's not campaign. I mean, we don't even know the people out there whom we should give cards to make 200 people. But you stand by the road. The principal will be there to wave to you, and you'll hear from him, like in this manner we are doing. So I thank you very much for the support. Continue to support us, and as sure as I am talking to you this evening, we shall win this election, because it is self-explanatory anyway. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mama. Talk bigambo shomuru nyankole.
Abantu abokuririza orunyakitara nyenda kubanza kubasima ahabwa support ningashi obuhagizo butwine omu Western Uganda. Nangwa na mnonga omurimbarara omuri Kiruhura aho muzeya rukurga nahaseriyeye omuri Nshwere ahakurga obuhagizi tubwine. Nyenda kubahereza amani kugira ngo mugumizemu amani mugire obuhagizi ahabwo kuba okubazibira okutuzibiritwe na candidate wetu kushika myanya yanyu ekyo tukikwija kubeiha principal ningashi candidate omwino mu mitwe yanyu kumushanguramu ate ekintu kishana na nkoku omuntu arukwangisa munywani wawe akatekateka ngo yatagure barha yakwandikire nare kishane cyakutwekeire akakitagura akatekateka ngo wa murugo mutu mbwene ngira ngo abantu mwena abokurro rimyo mwimuke tuhagire Kyagulanyi ahabwe kuba nuwe assurance. He is the new figure, he is the new line that is good for this country. Mbwene mwena mwimuke imwe mutafa yo tear gas terukwita. In fact inaba bintu bagizanisa bakugira ngo kuterwa tear gas tokarwara na covid ahabo kuboko kwe kubaneshara yakuzamaraka akakoko nako kagenda abo kuba otherwise mu group yitu tukabitwarweire nko kuba kugira ngo ntureto burwire nabwo eco mutatina ejo ni intimidation mutagira obwoba okono kubatina tinsa abo kuba Uganda y'imurkwenda nitwe niyo twenda ni abanya Uganda bashemerire kubanu baturamu Uganda eyine bintu nimba ningambira abantu noreba ekizibu cya Uganda no kugira ngo tukuhandika history no butashomana history nimba ningambira abanya Uganda ntereba ntunumanya ngo Uganda ekabegire gari yo mwika erga kasese eza papwachi ntunumanya ngo Uganda ekabegire nyonyi za Boeing Uganda Airlines care company ryawe ryamani Uganda ekegera za bus company konke bintu byona government ekabikwata yabitwara bwayo yabicwekereza they don't turraho mpa bwene njira ngo twayenzire Ugandans Uganda netandika kutandika nitwe. It must begin with you, then it moves to the next person. Mbwenu mwimuche chegegwa tukagera okwatwa za kagadi batuzibira nangwa kagadi kabonera konka za bundu bujo batuzibira kwika chayi za hoima batukinjirana twaguma rwagati tunywati ya gasi konka koko kunkubagambira ahimukama teiro mukono gwe ntuza kutunga obuhagizi ana n'obusinguzi ngira nko kutwamwesere owekitinisa tukamwete lya musinguzi itwe nkabanyankore mwimuche tuhagire musinguzi rero tugire obusinguzi abakonjo bakamweta mujuni omuntu mujuni naba nakujune ekizibwe kyoyine gwenu mureke tuhagire mujuni rero tugire obusinguzi omu western region tuhagire arari rero arari kwenda mu Uganda yitu mwebare munonga.
Thank you very much, Honorable Jolly Mujisha. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to thank you. Indeed, it has been massive. I celebrate you, two powerful ladies. Of course, we salute our two other deputy presidents, the Honorable John Baptist Nabeshe and the Honorable Matthias Mpuga. Now, indeed, just to reiterate their communication, it has been massive. Wherever we have been, it has been massive, massive, massive. We thank all Ugandans for the support and love and the welcome. And I must reassert this, that this is a homegrown cause. Ours is a Ugandan cause. Forget what President Museveni continues saying, that we are funded by foreigners. We are not funded by foreigners. We're not even funded. We are supported by Ugandans living here and abroad. And it's on this note that I want to thank the Ugandans in the diaspora. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for taking a risk with us. We know fighting a dictatorship is a risk, but thank you for believing in us. We can only promise you our unrelenting commitment to this cause. We are definitely removing a dictator. I must also appreciate the people that work with our teams, the people that have been working with Dr. Lina Zedriga, the people that have been working, the friends, the advanced teams, the activists every day that are getting beaten. Friends, you are the real revolutionaries. I want to condemn in the strongest terms the violence.